the rhythmic, mindless, yet vital action of all living creatures. When I was born, my mother told me I fought for my first breath. It was my mother's cry, not mine, that came as joy quickly turned to terror after ending the world in a still silence, before the midwife delicately forced my lungs to let the air in around me. Now it's taken for granted that with each breath I take, there'll be another one that follows, as if it's as guaranteed as the sun rising each day. In the books of Moses, it says God breathed over the land. His breath brought things to life. Was it a strong wind? Warm? Steady? Did it hover over the earth or blow mightily across it? Powerful. Purposeful. The plan of creation coming to fruition. God setting his plan in motion, out of dust breathing life into humanity, and out of heaven the one sent to bring hope and salvation to them. I was there. I was there when God with us breathed his last. When the breath left his body for the last time, I felt I'd lost mine as well. The heartbroken wails of his mother contended with the claps of thunder that echoed across the countryside as three unnatural figures atop the hill were silhouetted in the darkness. As I grappled with the overwhelming grief and confusion, I found myself wandering in a daze. My feet brought me back to the Garden of Gethsemane. I'm not sure why. Stay. Watch. The words resounded in my mind as I mustered what strength I had to suppress the guilt that now joined my grief. I fall to my knees and I can't move. I look to the dark heavens. Stay. Watch. I let the tired, scared, fearful voice in my mind fade, and I let the words of God seep into my soul. I unexpectedly feel a hint of heaviness lift off my chest. Steadily, painfully, I begin to breathe again. I charged towards the tomb, coming out of a full, relentless sprint. Was what Mary Magdalene said true? I had to know, and I couldn't wait a moment longer. I arrive at the open entrance, completely out of breath. Peter catches up, and without hesitation, inspects the empty linens. I don't know what I'm seeing. I don't know what to do or even what to think. At the time, it just didn't make sense to me. That was before we received what he promised, before we could fully understand. The house was locked, and the doors never opened, but there he was, living, breathing, speaking. My heart jumped with joy, disbelief, and awe. Peace be with you, he spoke. It sounded different, like I heard it with my heart, deep in my chest. Peace be with you. He said it again. My soul was struck and swelled with a new sense of purpose, a life-giving one. The air felt like it was dancing around us, and my hair stood on end, like it does before a violent storm. Then came a warm gust, and inside our shuttered house, no less, received the Holy Spirit. He breathed on us. I fell to the ground trembling. I don't know how long the moment lasted, but it never really left. I was changed, empowered, called, and commissioned. Good news, church. The breath of the one who breathed life into existence, the breath of the one who he himself was brought from death to life, lives within us. The Holy Spirit makes us his temple now, not the fresh ruins some still grieve over in Jerusalem. With that, he's not only within us, but all around us. He's inescapable, and that should comfort us, not worry. Unfortunately, that doesn't mean we no longer experience pain. In fact, he warns us to be prepared for and expect such things. And when trials come, and they will, do we run? Hide? Shout? I suggest this. Find a place to stay still, watch, and pray. With every breath you breathe him in, with every moment we become aware of his presence, we realize who we are in him. When we know who we are in him, we receive a faith that cannot be shaken. When we cannot be shaken, the only thing left to move is the mountains, toppled by a mere breath.